What's up, you guys? Hope you guys are doing well. So today we're going to go over a template and how you can easily do research in NFT gaming. So I usually do those really intense deep dives, right? But I wanted to further simplify them so that anybody can just use them. So you can just get this Google form, then you can literally copy and paste it, and you can edit it, whatever, and then you can do it to fit your needs to just go through it. It might take literally 10 minutes, but with these 10 minutes, it could be a big deal breaker in getting a 100x project or something that just flops. But as usual, this is not financial advice, okay? And I'm just a random dude on the internet saying random shit, so all this is probably useless, okay? So that being said, let's get into them. First question is the team transparent with social media profiles? So if you click on them, let's go through an example. You go on their website, you get to see the whole team. You click the Indeed one or LinkedIn, see if it works. It was working earlier, but I guess I gotta create an account now. So you can check their team, see if they actually exist. So with VBA, I checked their social media profiles. They all exist and their experience and everything is all backed up. So that counts as +1. Second question is, does the team have 5+ years of traditional gaming experience and at least 3+ years in crypto with clear products as examples? So the last point is very crucial. So they could just say, oh, they have 5+ years of traditional gaming experience, and they could say they have 3+ years in crypto. However, they need to show their actual product. So this is a great example with the FIAT, right? So they've had Harbingers, which was a very successful game on Steam, and then they transitioned to the FIAT. So you can tell that they have a bunch of really good experience that they can utilize with the FIAT. All right, so that's worth +3, since that's a very big part. Third one is the team noticeably interacting with the community on a daily basis? So with NFT gaming, it's very crucial that you keep attention, because attention is the best currency for that. So that could be chatting with the community members through Discord, Telegram chats, Twitter, Ask Me Anythings, announcements, etc. Just back and forth interactions between them. And then the team is also getting feedback, and then they develop that into their product, which makes a positive feedback loop, and then the community members get even more invested, and then it becomes a really good process. So we count that as +2. Fourth question is, does the core team go out of their way to market with their community? So they do YouTube interviews with content creators, podcasts, Discord, Telegram, text interviews, etc. Just something that they go out of their way with. Maybe they even play mini games like Rumble, Royale. I forgot what the other ones are called, but just those fun games where they interact back and forth with their community, and then they help spread their game instead of just being an outcasted from the community where they're separate from the community. It should be a union of one. So that's +1. Number 5. Are the partners highly reputable with a proven track record of past NFT gaming successes? So we'll go back to VPA, right? So if you check on theirs, they have a couple, right? Pantera, a huge boy. Solana, literally a huge boy. And then some others that down listed here, 100 Thieves, Spartan Group, etc. But maybe if they had lesser known ones where you click them, you're oh, I don't even know what this is. Maybe if they only had Cloud Currency, only had Blue Pool Capital, so maybe they could be big or something, but I don't really see them in a lot of NFT gaming projects, and I haven't really seen them have clear examples of clear winners. Others include Alameda Research, Andre Scholl something. There's 3 Arrows Capital. So as you see the really big games pop up, you'll notice the partners behind them, so you can keep track of those, and then you can add them to your must list of partners to have. 6th one is the partner constantly promoting the project across social media. So is the partner promoting through YouTube interviews, Spotify interviews, Twitter shoutouts whenever they have a game update or something? So you gotta find these really active partners, and that'll be a really big deal. So that's +1. 7 is the website very aesthetic and gets you hyped about the projects. So like trailers, game features, partners, artwork, etc. 8K is it shillable or moodable. So we'll go through an example. Now we'll show mixed mob. Let's see the experience right when you enter it. Boom, you enter it, and then there's like some crazy animation going. Then it's like very unique. It pops out. They have this like very subliminal messaging or something that's like very unique. You got a crazy trailer too. You guys can look at it. So very unique, very pops out, makes you very intrigued. So something like that. So that's +1. 8 is the marketing very apparent across most social media. So Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Medium, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, TikTok, email, newsletters, etc. Whatever you truly value. So that's super important. Let's say if they only do Discord and then they only do Twitter, but they ignore YouTube, Twitch, a bunch of other stuff, Medium, that could be a red flag. But maybe if they do most of it, right? Like they have Discord, they have a few Telegram regional groups, they post like 1 or 2 times per week on YouTube, they do Twitch, like some live streams, mostly post on Twitter like 2 or 3 times or more a day, then you're like, okay, that could be solid, right? So that's +3. 9, do the content creators have easy access to material and are constantly excited to promote the project, right? So a lot of these content creators do like one-time video deals where they don't really care about the project, but they just get paid to promote the project and they just stop. But if you notice, these content creators are consistently posting about them, even if they're not getting paid to do it, then that's a good sign, because if they're not getting paid to do it, that means that the content creators really love it and they want to get paid more for the project by promoting it, because they like the project that much. So an example of that would be Axie Infinity, right? So you saw earlier like a bunch of YouTubers and stuff, they posted on Twitter about Axie Infinity. They're really promoting it as they really love the game. So something like that. So that could be with live streams, a social media kit where they can easily access it and promote the game. They want to interview team members and they want to learn more about the game. So those are great signs. Number 10 is a passionate community cultivated with increased responsibilities, such as them getting onboarded to the team. Maybe that be with moderators, marketing, as coders, developers, artists, etc. Are they helping build the lore of the game? Are they playing mini games like with the other ones mentioned, like the something royale, and then those quiz games, just a bunch of fun ones like crossword puzzles? Do they have like memes of the game and the community, like inside jokes? And do they have frequent town meetings where they meet with each other, maybe through Twitch, maybe through Discord, live streams, etc.? So that's very important. That's +3. Number 11, are there fan pages of the game or sub-DAOs noticeably forming? So, for example, with Defina, there's like that big Ace guild, right? And then there's like different communities. There's a Turkish community, then there's like a noticeable Brazilian community. So shout out to them. They're really good at content creating and helping spread Defina. Really cool artwork pages, memes, etc. So that's +1. Number 12, this is actually a very simple one, but it's so important. I think this is something people overlook, which end up screwing them over in NFT gaming because they buy into the marketing. But in order to have gains that are very sustainable long term, you'll need an actual working fun product that is also addictive and easily accessible. So maybe if you create the most awesome game, but it's only workable on one browser, then that could be bad, or it's only on Android or only on iOS, or like maybe the requirements are way too strong, so there can only be like 100,000 possible people playing it. But then if you get the highest quality game possible, they're probably not going to do NFT gaming. They're probably going to play traditional gaming where there's like way better quality in terms of the gaming experience. So it has to have like not any of the extremes on either side. So that's +3. Number 13, there are consistent updates. There's progression in the game and a variety of possible roles for players to continue playing long term. So maybe the game has a great simple addictive feedback loop, but then it gets bored after a week, right? So there has to be some way to progress and to constantly improve. That could even be little small things, right? Maybe if you're playing a gacha game and there's 100 characters, maybe they implement a feature where after like you get 20 characters, you receive a special prize, 50 characters, you receive a special prize, just something to progress. So that's +2. 14, there are favorable long-term tokenomics. So this is super important. So here are some general ones. You can change it based on how you want. If you want to be more conservative, you can increase the vesting lock and vesting release. If you want to be more degen, you can decrease it. However, I think this is the bare minimum in my opinion. So the bare minimum in my opinion is at least 1 year lock from the team and core partners with at least a year vesting release. For ideal, at least 3 months out with 3 months at least vesting release. 6 months at least for seed and privates with at least 1 month of vesting release. And for treasury and rewards of the game, at least 2 years vesting release. So that's +3. So these are kind of, I consider myself more on the riskier side. So this is like pretty risky. So if you want to be safer, maybe you can do like 2 year vesting lock and then 2 year like vesting release or something. Ideal like 6 months out. Seed and private like 1 year out or something. And treasury rewards like 4 years out. So whatever you prefer. So that's +3. 15, there are noticeable token sinks, additional lockups, burns of the tokens, and other impressive methods to prevent a death spiral of selling. So a common pitfall of NFT games is that people just go in there. The early players benefit a lot. They farm the game, then they just dip, they move on to the next one, right? So there has to be a way to really create that community, that culture of people just wanting to play the game for fun and just building with the project and just believing in the project long term. So that's +2. 16, you can clearly state how you earn through this project. So that could be working for the team, right? With jobs, bounties, liquidity providing, flipping NFTs, farming the game, renting out your NFTs, leveling up other players, etc. Just anything, and along with your preferred timeframes, right? So short, maybe you want to get into the project and then just flip it, then GTFO. Maybe you want to farm the game and do the other ones mentioned. Long term, maybe you want to stake your NFTs long term so that you can maybe flip them later so they can become a possible Bored a yacht club where you're just like 100, 1,000 X or something. So just different methods where you can earn. So that's +3. 17, are the chat rooms and social media very clean with little trolls and spam links? So there are going to be a bunch of people who try to scam people. Maybe you've seen those messages, right? Where they DM you and then they're like, oh, click this link, and then they steal from your wallet, right? So having a very clean chat room, maybe there's like not much negativity. That's very important. So that's +1. 18, has the team professionally handled hack and bot attempts, whether that be in game, in the servers or chat servers, and do they have countermeasures in place? So just seeing their history of how they handled hackers, as there will always be people who will try to cheat the system, right, to take advantage of it. So seeing how they handle it is very important. So that's +2. 19, does the team have audits from reputable companies, whether it be Certic, Talonsec, Hashtags, Hackin, just anyone that you feel that has very great audits? So that's +3, because security is very important. So that could be audits on the token, audits on the game, just anything. 20, I think this is a very overlooked question right here. So you are either entering the project super early, so this is when the team is still going, they're still hiring mods, they're still hiring their team members, right? So it's before the Genesis NFTs, before they even release NFTs or even their tokens. Maybe there's a whitelist going on, and then their Twitter account only has like a 1,000 to 3,000 people. And their Discord, same thing for Discord, 1,000, 3,000 people or something. Or it's a very well-established game, like a sandbox or something, and it has an extreme dip. So I think those are the best opportunities to get into, right? You're either into a project that is very fundamentally sound, or you're into a brand new project that just had funding. So I just added that in on number 14, right? So there's very noticeable funding, 5+ million raised, and then they have a lot of potential. They're very raw. So having those two scenarios will be very good in minimizing your risk while maximizing your chance for profit. So aka you're not buying something that's like kind of good, kind of bad, or you're not buying near all-time highs, like you're giving to FOMO, right? So you're just taking a step back, and even if you think this project is really good, it would make more sense, right, to wait for a huge dip, then you get into the project. So next one, so that would be +2. Next one would be to add up your total score. 35 out of 40 would be a rated A project. That would be to ape, heavily invest, maybe get heavily involved in. The next one will be 30 to 34. So that's something where it's probably riskier, and maybe you can consider, just if you're really interested in the project, just like slowly watch from afar, see if they work on their weaknesses, deficits. But if they don't, then there's no need to get in a project. There will be plenty more projects in the future that do have great fundamentals. And then maybe if they do improve, then you can slowly start buying in and then slowly start helping their project build. And 21.9 and below, honestly, I just avoid like a plague. There's like no need to risk it. Maybe like 1% chance, right? It's like a bull market, and then fundamentals don't matter as much, right? People are just hopping from project to project. Maybe you can hop on a project that has a bunch of hype. You ride the hype, then you GTFO right away, right? So that could be a scenario where that could be profitable to get into these projects that are not very well fundamentally based, but 99% of the time, probably not. And if you want to go above and beyond, I think just doing these yes or no questions are good for like the bare minimum, right? Or to like be better than 90% of other people having an edge. However, if you want to be like the top like 1%, doing these will help. So writing like a 3 to 5 sentence bear case at a project where you're like, okay, how can this project fail? And the next one would be write a 3 to 5 sentence bull case at a project. How can a project succeed? So just trying to be fair, right? Starting off with the failure one, because I think a lot of people just get really hyped about a project, very euphoric, and then they just only focus on what's good about the project, along with your final thoughts. Maybe after you write the bear case, how you could fail, you write the bull case, how you could succeed, and then you go through all these multiple choice questions, and then you just think of your action plans of what you can do. I'll just write that in. So you write your final thoughts, what you think of the project, your action plan in future. Maybe before you're super euphoric where you're like, okay, I'm gonna invest all in this project, but then after a while you're like, wait, this project seems a little bit sus, but maybe I'll invest a little bit, and then later on, if they continue executing, then you will invest more. So something like that. Maybe there's a project where he thought was undervalued, but then you realize, oh, maybe I want to invest more into it. Maybe there's a project you don't want to get into it anymore. So anything like that. So hope you guys found this very useful. I think if you do this simple checklist, maybe it could take like 10 minutes to 30 minutes. However, this could be a very big difference maker, and it'll give you that clear edge against everyone else who's just aping projects they're not really researching. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and talk to y'all next time.